Hey everybody, welcome to Morphin Grid. I'm Sleepy Josh.
I'm Tired Jake.
This is Sleepy Jake. Welcome to Green Week Lite.
Today we're watching Green with Evil, Part Uno, which does not have a subtitle, like the Green with Evil. Did I say Green with Evil or did I say Green Candle?
I don't know. It is the Green Candle.
I wanted to say the Green Candle. I don't know what I actually said. But yeah, it aired November 17th, 1993. I know the outcome of the Green Candle series. I don't know what happens in the first one.
It's
like specifically, like I imagine a set of things that I remember.
I remember, like I know some stuff that like has to happen in the first one for the two to break up,
right?
In a cohesive way.
Yeah, I don't remember the bad guy.
I'm so sorry about how tired I am, you guys.
The only time we have to record this week is, I mean, we could, full disclosure, we do have time to record tomorrow night, but instead we're going to see Godzilla.
Yep. So you got to deal with this.
So we'll be fine. We're doing 2 in a row.
Yeah.
So
once we get rolling,
yeah. So the next one will definitely be a little better. Green Week Lite Part 2 will be a little better because our voices will have gotten used to being active and
stretch out those vocal cords.
Being forced to talk. All right, so if you're new here, what we do is we pause the recording, we go watch an episode of Power Rangers, we come back and talk about it. What?
It just sounds so low-key, like Smooth Jazzcast. It's like a very early morning talk show we're recording today.
I can feel my voice rumble. That's how I know I'm talking lower.
Welcome to the morning coffee with Jake and Josh.
Jake and Josh in the morning. So anyway, we invite you to watch along with us if you have Netflix in the U.S. and maybe Canada. I don't know if there's Netflix anywhere else.
I feel like they lump those together as North America.
No, Canada has different Netflix than we do. Yeah, because my other friend Josh, or my friend other Josh, depending on how you want to say it, his fiance is Canadian, and she has a whole different set. A lot of stuff overlaps.
Netflix finally smartened up.
Yeah.
Now they changed their plan.
What?
I don't know if you knew this. Like everyone who already had one is like grandfathered into the old one.
Yeah.
But now they don't. They do it. They have different screen plans. Like for one screen is $7.99 a month, and then 2 screens is $8.99 a month. So that you can't just give your account to all your friends.
Oh. Yeah, so Power Rangers is on Netflix. There's also DVDs, which is what we're watching on, which is why our order is the way it is, because it aired in a different order. And Netflix has them in a different order sometimes. So just find the Green Candle Part 1. I'm not sure what number that might be on Netflix. You can follow along that way. I'm sure there are other ways to watch Power Rangers, but I'm not going to encourage that.
But who knows? I certainly don't know anything about that.
I wouldn't even know how. I've never been on the internet before in my life.
No.
So we just send we send a cassette tape to a guy in Pacoima.
We have a podcast guy.
And then he just makes this happen. We record straight to cassette. Anyway,
I used to do that as a kid. I was a weird kid. I've always been a little introverted.
You don't say.
So like I would record like wrestling shows as they were old-timey radio shows. It would just be me calling them made-up action.
I feel like I've done that with my action figures. I had one cassette player that was it was brown, and it was like one of those like portable ones. It looked like a lunchbox, and I used to use that all the time. And then I would just record over the same tape that I had. Like it was never like, oh, I'm gonna keep this for posterity. It's like I just want to record this and
listen to this,
then listen to it again and then delete it. Anyway, we're gonna go watch the episode right now. You can do it along.
We're already getting meandering.
Yeah. So just to get us back on a track,
it's Morphin time.
we're back. We just watched The Green Candle Part 1. And
surprise! There's a green candle in it.
There's a green candle. It's a bad green candle. This green candle's
bought it at Job Lots.
It's a jerk. It probably smells like feet.
Wax. I don't think it's scented.
Oh, probably not.
Unless they made it smell like dragon.
I'd want to smell what a dragon smelled like. If someone was like, "This is what dragons smell like," I'd be like, "Yeah, right." For $3, I'll try it. Before we start, morphingrid.tumblr.com is our website. You can go there. You can look at our episodes. I put up neat little images for the cover title.
Put up a gif of Don West and Mike Tenay high-fiving for no reason on one of them.
It's because I mentioned it in the episode. And I don't know if I said in the episode, I'm going to put that gif up so you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's right. You did talk about that.
Yeah, so that's what that looks like.
It's not for no reason, then.
Yeah.
Ignore me. I'm awful. I don't listen to my own podcast, so that's fine.
littleidiots.morphingrid@gmail.com is our email. You can send any questions, comments, concernicus,
and
things.
Hopefully we'll check it at least once a week.
I do check it when I put the
okay.
When I put the episodes
I don't know why, but like I'll go on iTunes and I'll check our reviews, which are stagnant. People, come on.
Yeah, I'm getting to that, but we'll talk about it in a second.
And then I'll check FeedBurner, and I should just check the email to that, but
Yeah.
I don't. I check FeedBurner, I'm like, oh, good number, and then
I check
close
the
the
email.
whole internet.
I check the email whenever I put the Tumblr up because I have to sign into that so I can get the FeedBurner or the Google Drive MP3 because I don't know where to just get it from otherwise. So then I'm like, well, while I'm signed in, I might as well check. And we have had no emails.
No emails.
Not since
no reviews. Somebody's listening though, because our number was at the highest it's ever been.
Our number does keep going up, so people are listening.
Episode.
So thank you for that. Lastly, you can talk to us on Twitter. We are at Morphin Grid. That I realized yesterday is the best way to communicate with us, just because. Or the number. If you're not gonna like go to any of these other places, like you should probably follow us on Twitter because like I forgot to Dropbox the episode over to Josh yesterday, which the episode what episode did we put up? 30.
A Star is Born.
A Star is Born. So that episode.
It was Alpha 5.
Alpha 5. That episode went up today when we're recording this instead of on Monday because I didn't send it to Josh until late, and then he didn't put it up until this morning.
I didn't put it up until Tuesday morning.
But you got the episode. You've listened to it by now, I imagine. Anyway, this is.
What are we doing?
This is terrible. I'm so tired, and I'm so sorry.
Let's talk about the green candles.
We're on iTunes. If you want to leave us a rating review, we will love you forever. Forever. So,
at least long time.
at least minimum 67 days. Bare minimum. That is how long we will love you if you put a... I mean, we still love Sockeye 3 and Schizophrenic.
Yeah.
And that's been way more than
Good on those
67
guys.
days.
Get your other friends to leave reviews.
Yeah.
Have them tell their friends, and then have them tell their friends.
Eventually, everyone should know about the
If
100.
everybody tells 2 friends, we will take over the world within a few
That's a pyramid
years.
scheme. We can't do a pyramid scheme. They might be illegal. I'm not sure.
Only if there's stakes. This is just for listeners. Like
You're right. Tell all your friends. Anyway, let's talk about Power Rangers. The reason you guys are here. Ostensibly. Ostensibly is not a word. Ostensibly is the word I was looking for. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry.
so sorry.
All right. So we start out with Zach fighting Tommy. They're just sparring.
That's a really good spar, though.
It is.
These two are good.
A couple notes about this fight. Walter Jones is in better shape than I will ever hope to be in my life. His shoulders.
He's very muscularly lean.
Yeah, like he's not like jacked, but he is definitely defined.
He has the muscles.
Yeah, he has all of them, and they're doing great. Tommy wins via a
Wins the first round. There's 2 rounds.
There's 2 rounds.
Because, they're doing spar things.
They're doing spars.
And,
they're having a spar.
Tommy does a couple punches that Zach blocks and then gets him in the gut a little bit. And he's like, ooh. But then he ends with like a leg, some kind of leg sweep.
That's what I was thinking as a leg sweep. Then let's get to the meat of the episode, the through line.
Well, Zach does a really cool move before we...
In the first
Where
fight?
were you jumping to?
Oh, the next thing?
Bulk and Skull?
No, before that.
Got it. All right. No, you can go ahead. I thought you were just jumping right to the green candle. I'm like, that's like half the episode from now.
No. I mean, the real meat of the episode. Tommy's afraid to ask him out. That's the important thing about this episode. Okay. I can understand why. She's the prettiest person there's ever been on the planet Earth. So I get it. But this is... I didn't write down a lot of stuff that I should have.
Even the notes are tired today.
Even my notes. No, I did. It just happens in a different order than I remember from like 10 minutes ago. So he's too nervous to ask him to dance. Before we can go any further with that thought, though, we jump up to the moon where Rita is like, I finally have a plan. Oh, man, it's the greatest plan in the history of all plans. I'm going to use the green candle to kill Tommy. Okay, we'll find out later why I am confused as to why she waited this long. But that's for the end of the episode. For right now, she has a green candle made from magic wax.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
So, you know how Rita has like
It's stupid.
has like a speed dial on her telescope of every ranger.
She just watches these kids.
She can just watch them all the time.
No,
and
she needs a map this time.
and she knows where they hang out exclusively. Why is she using a tiny, tiny wand?
Because they had the footage. They might as well use it somewhere.
She's using it to scry for Tommy when she should have just checked the juice bar.
Pretty sure the spot where it landed was like
Africa.
the desert of suburbia, I think is what it said on.
I don't know if I'm pretty
It was
sure.
a weird map. It wasn't Earth.
It was the
I don't think.
Endrika 5 planet that Zordon mentions at the very end. I don't remember what he said. I didn't. It all happened so fast.
Walla Walla, Washington.
Walla Walla, Washington. Write to me, stickly.
P.O. Box 963. New York City, New York State, 10108.
I didn't remember the P.O. Box number. I did remember the rest of it, but I just kind of pittered out. So good tag team action. And that is the power of jingles.
Yeah.
That hasn't been on since...
I know that whole address still. I'm going to write to Stick Stickly. Send them Morphin Grid demo disc.
So she uses a tiny wand to scry, and she finds him in the juice bar of all places.
No, what?
Except she doesn't do anything about it, unless she's scrying for the future, because she doesn't find him until he's not in the juice bar. I don't know. So we jump back down to Earth, where Zach's like, you got to ask her. Like she's gonna say yes, but you have to ask her. Like you can't just not.
Right.
So Tommy's like, well, fine. Why don't you?
She's not going to ask you. It's 1993.
It's 1993. I mean, I think at this point, Kimberly is like 3 days away from being like, are we going to the dance or not? You need to crap or get off the pot, Tommy.
I'll go with Skull. I don't even care.
I don't even care. Oh, I want to watch that show. Then Tommy, if she would have done that, Tommy would have been like, I'll just work for Rita. Whatever.
He would be a bad guy for real. He wouldn't need a spell.
No.
That would be his big heel turn.
Yeah. Oh, because a girl didn't like him and he overreacted. So Zach is like, you got to ask her, et cetera, et cetera. And Tommy's like, fine. Well, if you're so confident about it, why don't you show me? Why don't you just ask somebody out? And he's like, yeah, I will. First, you got to impress her with your walk. And he like dances up the stairs.
That was pretty smooth. That little spin into the lean on the pole.
Brushes his hair back. And then he like, this, okay.
It's Angela, by the way.
It's Angela. And he's talking to Tommy out loud right next to Angela about how to impress Angela. So that's probably not going to work. She was not impressed by you being shirtless and ripped like Jesus. She's not going to be impressed by you telling people how you're going to pick her up. She's a complicated lady. So then I forget what the next step is. It's like, then you got to show off. And he does like a little dance again. And he's like, then sometimes you just got to bust a move.
And he does a little dance again.
Does a little dance again. And he looks at Angela, and does he say, like, do you want to go to the dance?
The middle one is a spin. You got to do a spin. So he, like,
He does a spin.
He does like a really good spin.
Yeah. But then she's just like, Zach, get a life.
Tommy laughs and laughs and laughs.
Tommy laughs at him. And then Bulk and Skull show up. And they're like, you're not going to get a date ever because you're both ugly. Like, no one would ever love you.
Yeah, because they're like, "What do you show us how it's done?" And then Bulk
does a thing.
Goes all cornholio about it and pulls his shirt and his jacket up over his head and then zips his face into it.
Up all the way to recite a poem, which is, I believe, roses are red, violets are blue. No girl on this earth will go out with you.
We'll go out with you, yep.
But then his head is stuck. Why doesn't he just unzip it?
Because he's stupid.
He got, to be fair, he probably got overwhelmed. He was probably like, my head's stuck, I'm never getting out of here. And then panic set in. And he had no motor control, and his only response is to yell at Skull to help him. That's his go-to.
That's his default mode.
They end up landing on the floor, and then Tommy and Zach
call over all the girls in the juice bar.
All the girls, except for Angela. Because Angela's like, you guys are mean. This is mean what you're doing to Bulk and Skull. And they're like, they do a poem, which is, I believe, roses are red, violets are blue. We sure learned a lot from you. Something to that effect.
Not.
Yeah. Then we get a nice 1993. Not. I want that to come back.
Not.
It's a weird thing that doesn't make sense anymore. I feel like we've evolved past it. But like,
they were like, it's not the 80s anymore, but I still want to say psych. So we'll say not.
Psych, I don't mind. It's been 30 years since Psych. Not the show. Show ended.
This year.
Or it is in the process of ending right now. Spoilers. I'm sorry. It's a really good show. You should check it out. Then we jump back up to the moon where Rita is chanting, and she says the same word every chant. All of her chants start the same, which is like
Rochambeau.
Something that it's like Rochambeau.
Yep, something like that.
And then like sometimes she says like bok choy,
which
is like a lettuce.
Rochambeau.
And that summons.
And then it like cuts away from her face, and she can say whatever she wants.
Yeah,
she's like, "Kill the Green Ranger."
Sure. So she's chanting. I have a thing about Green Ranger in a second, like the phrase Green Ranger.
I just got mad because Super Mega Force doesn't call it the Ranger Changer.
What do they? It's just like
it's just a Super Mega Morpher.
Lame.
Ranger Changer is right in front of him.
It's right there. It changes them into different Rangers.
It's a Ranger Changer.
It's a Ranger Changer. Dropped the ball on that one. Then we cut down to Angel Grove Beach.
Are they sparring again? Because I want to talk about the sweet move that Zach did. Or is that later?
No, that's now.
Okay.
I didn't write it down, though, so that's my fault.
Right, because they're sparring again. And Tommy does like a kick. I think you might have been taking notes. I don't know if you saw it.
I was.
Because Zach does like a tiger spin around him into a headlock takeover in one super butter motion.
He's got his butter shoes on?
It was so slick. It was really slick.
I'm going to have to check that out because it sounds really cool.
It was so cool. And then and Zach's like, "Oh man, you're slipping," or whatever. Or Tommy's like, "Of course I am. You got to be thinking about Kim."
I know that feel, bro. Maybe that's when we jump back up. I don't. That happens before what I'm about to talk about.
Yeah,
because I remember the rest of the episode. I think so. Then I think it goes from that to Rita, then back down to the moon, or down to the moon. How far up in the air are we? We have to go down to the moon. Get your life together, Mason. Then we go down to Angel Grove. They're in the park or the beach. I feel like they're waterside.
They're walking on the park because I don't think it's at the beach. There's like a pond, I think.
Okay. Pond. That makes sense. So, they're just kind of talking about, teenager stuff. And then Tommy's like, he summons up the nerve to ask Kimberly out, which we're going to do what was Kimberly
He
wearing.
does, like, there's this weird thing that teenagers do. I did it. I'm sure you did it.
I'm positive.
If you ever asked out a girl, I'm sure you did it. Is that you have to trick yourself into doing it. You have to back yourself into a corner where the only way out is to ask this girl out.
Yes.
So Tommy is like, I'm trying to think of a good way to ask you this. Is him putting himself in that corner.
Yes.
Because then Kimberly's like, ask me what? Like, you have to ask me now.
Yeah, you had to ask her something. I wish that I was the type of person that could be like, hey, let's go out sometime.
I've never been that guy.
If you are one of those people, I salute you, because I just... Yeah, especially high school. High school was a terrible time.
We were talking about that yesterday. Were you there? Or was it after you left or before you got there? We were talking about high school. Such a Tony, Deanna, and me.
It was one of those two, because I don't think I was there.
Okay. And I was like, basically, if my high school was a TV show, I was just a background character. I did nothing of any importance. Like,
oh, that's sad.
well, I switched schools after freshman year, after growing up in a different town.
Right.
And, like, my freshman year of high school was great because, like, I was comfortable with everybody at this point.
Right.
So I was just talking to people like they were just people. And then I was like, oh, gotta move now.
We gotta move to Orange.
I was like, oh, I don't know anybody here.
Did you move to Orange or to Athol?
I moved to Orange.
I was in the same
It's a
high
diagonal
school.
step back. Like, not all the way back to the side and back a little.
Okay. I was in the same school system for the whole time. So I graduated people that I went to kindergarten with. Which is bad in a different way, because by junior year, everyone knows how terrible I am at just being a human being. So,
But then by senior year, nobody cares.
yeah, senior year was nice. Nobody gave a hoot senior year. Save that one. Almost sore. All right, enough about high school and how terrible it is to be a teenager, and then you stop being a teenager and you realize, man, it wasn't so bad.
Who cares what brand my shoes are?
Right?
Nobody
Yeah.
cares.
Like,
only teenagers care
only
about that crap.
teenagers, Yeah. If you're a teenager and listen to this, there's a good chance you're never going to see those people again. So just
Unless you go to community college the next town over. Because then it's just high school again.
I moved to Florida to go to college. But then I moved back after I failed in California, and seeing people who never left, I was like, oh, you... My biggest problem with moving home was, like, I hope they don't think I never left.
Right.
Like, I would rather be thought of as a failure than someone who didn't even try and just stayed in Jaffrey.
I'm pretty sure I changed my current city on my Facebook to Austin, Texas before we lived in our apartment, like from the hotel room
Yeah.
the night we got here.
Nice.
I want everyone to know I got out.
I'm done. Anyway, let's talk about Power Rangers some more. So we're gonna do what was Kimberly wearing.
All right.
Okay, because it's a doozy. So she's wearing a red floral dress. I wrote flora dress. It's a red dress made of native plants. It's red.
Much better than a fauna dress.
Yes, that would be weird. Just squirrels and deer.
Stupid. So stupid.
So it's like a red floral dress, and she's got like a pink leotard maybe under
It's
it.
definitely a one-piece thing. I thought it was just spandex shorts because, like, she's gonna be kicking and stuff, so
Right.
she needs to have something underneath her dress.
Which is a good thing that she realizes in the morning. She's like, I'm going to be attacked by people who I'm going to need to kick.
Right.
I don't need everyone seeing my underwear. I'm going to put these on. These field hockey
But it
shorts.
is definitely a one
Yeah, 'cause
overall
she, like,
piece.
at the top, you can see like the same color kind of.
Well, she does like a back handspring at one point, and her dress goes completely down over her face. And
Okay.
it's just the hot pink leotard.
Well, then she made a really good decision that morning. She's wearing her pink or white tennis shoes. She's got her giant pink socks scrunched as far down as they can, and then the coup de grace is she's got pigtails.
with like big pink, either scrunchies or bows. I don't remember.
I think they were scrunchies.
In each one.
Yeah, it's good. Good job, Kim. You did good this morning. This is the opposite of when you were like, "Oh, like from Curly to Kimberly." It's the opposite of like, "My hair's a mess and I broke a mirror and threw it on my bed, and knocked over my lamp. So I'm just going to go whatever. Like, this is her going, no, I feel like Tommy might ask me out today. Oh, cute as heck. And you nailed it. So Tommy's about to ask when, wouldn't you
He's
know
halfway through asking, do you want to go to the...
Putty's attack. Oh, God. You terrible things, you. So there's a fight. There's a really surprisingly long fight between Kim and Tommy. I almost said Tom Burley.
Kim and Tom. Tom doesn't come until later.
No, Tom is a thing, though.
Tom Oliver.
Yeah, Kim and Tommy fight these putties for like 25 minutes. It feels like, but it's like it's a good fight because like the whole point is like the putties are there to get his morpher, and then to kidnap him eventually.
The mission, though, this particular mission was Goldar sending them and like, bring me his morpher.
That was the baddest
Goldar. That was very sleepy Goldar.
It was.
So, there you go. You're welcome, everybody. I said congratulations to them. Congratulations on winning that prize.
This is the horse this is the wagon you tied your horse to. That's not an expression. Have I apologized yet for us being two dumb sleepy guys? Kim drops her morpher.
Yeah.
Or it's knocked out of her hands.
For a second, like, because the putty gets it, like, is holding it.
Then you wanted that putty to morph, didn't you?
No, I thought, like, I remembered them bringing Rita Kimberly's coin and her being mad because it was wrong.
Well, that didn't happen.
But it didn't happen. Being tired is a weird state of mind.
Yes. Also, your brain is trying night and day to kill you. So, you know, it will just make things up.
Yep.
Like, you'll just hear things.
Oh, I know.
In your head that no one else hears because your brain's like, I should keep him on edge. He should probably be worried.
He's not worried enough today. I'm freaking him out.
So the putties are playing keep away, and I really like how the thing goes because it's like while Tommy is being distracted and like ganged up on, Kimberly is like trying to get her morpher back, and she's distracted by that, so she doesn't notice it. Like now, there's 15 zombies holding Tommy.
They're putties. They're not zombies.
I know.
They're never zombies.
I know. I don't know why I said zombies.
Because you're a zombie right now.
A little bit. A little bit. I just need a couple brains.
15 zombies. It's a different show. It's a different fight entirely.
They're very different. They have a different tactic when fighting zombies. Or they should anyway. And Goldar jumps in. And he's like, I'm gonna take the Green Ranger away, Kimberly. And there's nothing you can do about it because you're stupid. And
because she can't reach her morpher.
Because she can't reach her morpher.
She almost got it, but then Putty hugged her away from it.
Yeah, the Huggies are back. And you remember Huggies from the second episode?
32 episodes ago.
Oh, man. We've been doing this for a while.
We have. This is the longest I've ever stuck with anything.
Yeah. Me too. Which is, this is when I realized, like, Goldar doesn't care about their names. Like,
they're in the park. Unmorphed. And Goldar is yelling Pink Ranger at Kimberly.
Like, I think it's because, like, and we know that he knows their names because he's said them before.
Yes.
But I think he just doesn't care enough about them to, like, personalize them, you know?
Right.
Like, they're his enemies, so I feel like if he's like, if I start calling you Kimberly, I'm going to feel sad if I stab your face. So he's like, you're just Pink Ranger because I hate the Pink Ranger. And then Tommy, he teleports Tommy in a... he blasts him with a bunch of electric snakes. It looks like a Tangela just hugged him. And they teleport to the Demon Face Space Cage. The Dark Dimension.
I feel like there was more to it. Wasn't it like a Demon Kitty Face Space Cage?
No, it's Demon Face Space Cage.
That's what you called it the first time? Way back?
Way back. The Green Candle Part 2.
Green with Evil Part 2.
I know. Why did you say Green Candle?
So sorry, you guys.
All right, let's
Anyway,
through
moving right along.
Okay, so Goldar, they're in the dark dimension, and Goldar's like, I got this candle. It's going to steal your powers. You're an idiot. I'm the best.
He has his morph. He just grabbed his morph.
Grabbed his morpher
at some time.
Yeah, well, because they teleport in, and the putties still have him, and he just takes his morpher. Right. And then he's like, because of this green candle, it's made of special wax and fireworks, and it will take away your powers. Because it's just spitting out.
It's like a sparkler.
Yeah.
Like little rainbow sparkles coming off of it. Because it's magic.
Tommy's like, oh, I'm never going to let you do this. I'll stop you. Then we teleport to Rita on the moon, who's like, Fencer, I need a monster right now.
Where's my monster? I need it.
I need it.
So he reaches into his garbage can.
Yeah, he's got a trash can next to him. And he takes out...
the Cyclops.
It's like, it doesn't look like anything. It's like a shapeless,
it's just a human figure.
It's a human form. It looks like a putty, like a nice putty mold.
A bigger putty.
Yeah, which it essentially is. He puts it in the Monstermatic. It poops out a monster, which is the Cyclops, he looks like if a putty only had one eye and was lighter. That's pretty much what the Cyclops looks like. And he can transform into any shape at will, which is a weird power for a Cyclops to have.
Yep.
Like, I don't know where...
I think that would come into a little bit more... He's not gone yet. He was not defeated.
I don't think so.
Like, they won the fight, but he left.
Yeah.
And then we didn't see him again this episode, so he'll be back, I'm pretty sure, in part 2.
I think so.
All right.
So, then we teleport to... We don't teleport.
We cut.
We cut to the command center. We teleport.
They teleport.
We teleport through the magic of editing to the command center, where Kimberly is like stressed because she watched Tommy get kidnapped.
She's convinced that Rita's going to turn him evil again.
Because she knows her plan.
He's going to be greener with evil.
Greenest with evil.
Green with evil too. Green harder.
Green harder. Green eviler. Yeah, I want to know how she knows that like. She's like, I just know it. Like, it tracks. It makes sense, and she's correct. But, like,
right.
Like, how does she know? Like, maybe, I don't know.
Right, because that's what Goldar says to him. Is like, if you join Rita, we won't burn this candle.
Yeah, you can keep your powers if you kill your friends for us.
You're still kind of evil. Your default smile, happy face is kind of evil.
I could kill these people. Like...
Because we'll get to that when we go back to the Dark Dimension and Goldar gets called to battle.
Right.
Because Tommy has this really dark grin when Goldar needs to leave.
Right.
Like,
yeah. So then the Dragon Zord is attacking Angel Grove because Rita has somehow gained control of it.
And Zach did some quick math, and he's like, this only means one thing, you guys.
Rita has Tommy and is controlling the Dragon Zord.
She figured it out.
So, way to go, Zach. I mean, maybe they can just see the tropes, you know? Maybe they're not as dumb as we...
Well, I mean, that's the only... Rita kidnapped Tommy, and now the Dragon Zord's attacking.
It tracks.
2 plus 2 is...
Dragon
He's
Zord.
evil again.
Yeah. So
because he even says a little later... We're going to have to take Tommy down, too. Like,
yeah,
he's ready to fight Tommy.
Yeah. I think Jason says that. And, like right now, he's like, we'll have to take Tommy down. You know, like...
Yeah.
Like, or no, because they're like, we have to go stop the Dragon Zord. And then I think Kim's like, what about Tommy? And Jason's like, we'll have to take him down, too. Because, like, as far as they know, he's piloting it.
He's bad guy.
Like,
yep.
He is bad guy. But then... Thankfully, Zordon's sensors show that this is an imposter. Thank God. Why? I think it would have been better if we would have found out it was an imposter instead of knowing going into it that it wasn't actually Dragon Zord.
Yeah.
I think the drama would have been better if, like, they have to fight Dragon Zord. Like, if they win, they break Dragon Zord. They can't use that, which they seem to need it for every monster now. You know?
It's because they slipped into a comfort zone. Now they can't remember how to beat monsters without Dragon Zord.
Yeah. Oh, use the power sword.
well, if you get rid of Dragon Zord, you can't have Ultra Zord anymore.
Right. You can just have Megazord riding Titanus. And
That'd be neat.
that would be neat.
Ride him in the battle.
In the battle
with
the
the
power
Mega Sword up.
Yeah. That'd be great. Then we jump back to the Dark Dimension where Goldar is, like we said, summoned away. And Tommy has this, like...
He's like, oh, I'm going to get that candle.
Yeah, he's like, oh, go and get
but
it.
it's like... It's a slimy grin that
yeah,
Tommy gets on
weird.
his face.
Like, and this, like, later, like season 3, maybe Zeo later, like, Tommy becomes worried that he has too much evil in him.
Yep.
Like, and Cat
I think that's Zeo, because that's when he's called to, like, the Machine Empire to fight Gladiator style.
Yeah, and that's when they prove that Cat is the bravest Power Ranger there's ever been.
Yeah.
Zeo is so good, you guys.
I get mad when people don't like Cat.
Yeah, right? You just wish she was Kimberly still. Like, she's not a bad character. She just isn't Kimberly, and people are mad about that. And look, Kimberly didn't come back. I mean, she did in the Turbo movie.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, oh, man. I just remember Kimberly in the Turbo movie. I got a little excited. But, yeah, like, Cat is a great character and probably better for Tommy in the long run because she understands what it's like to be evil against your will. So, we'll talk about her later.
Much later.
But I just want to say right now, Zeo is, like, the best. It's pretty much the best. There are more episodes that were just plain great than I think any other season.
Yeah.
Even in
Zeo
space.
has the best episodes, but In Space is the best season.
Yeah, as a total, yeah. But anyway, back to Green with Evil. Back to episode 34.
This is the green candle.
Jacob, why you keep doing this? I haven't got it right once.
He was already green with evil.
Now he's green with candle.
Now he's a green candle.
Candle with evil. So Goldar leaves and zaps him with some clip art chains to keep him in place.
Right, because he sees the slimy grin on his face, and he's like, "Don't get any ideas. I'm just messing with you right now.
Don't get any ideas. Meep moop." And then
I could just hold you there until the candle burns out.
Yeah.
But instead, I'm going to be a Bond villain about it.
Yeah, and kind of screw everything up. So
and then we find out later he's like, "Watch how to escape."
Yeah,
as he leaves.
Then we go back to the fight where they're fighting putties on the ground as Godzilla Zord like rampages through the city.
It just walks as the city explodes around him.
And then they're like, "We need dinosaur power."
They're fighting putties and Goldar, I think.
Yeah, because Goldar shows up.
Because it's Japanese footage putties, so they have weird like knife hands,
giant boulder
giant
fists.
cannonballs, whatever. But Jason's like, "Oh no, the Dragon Zord! Oh man! How are we gonna fight it?" Like, idiot.
He's the leader because he's good at giving orders when there's one thing to deal with.
Right.
He's not great at multitasking, which is why Billy is there, because Billy's like, "Here's the things we need to worry about." And maybe Zach too, and Trini, and probably Kimberly. Basically, everybody is probably a little bit better at multitasking. But when it comes down to like straight up leading, Jason has the most commanding voice, so that's why he was chosen.
That was my favorite one. Was just, he's fighting putties, and it's after he's acknowledged the Dragon Zord is right here. He just looks up and he goes, "Oh man, oh crap, Alpha!
Oh crap, Alpha!" They get in their Zords, and so they start fighting Godzilla Zord. Because it's not Dragon Zord, it's an imposter, so it's Godzilla Zord.
It's Godzilla Zord. It's Mecha Godzilla.
Yeah, pretty much exactly. Like,
it's just not silver.
Right. It's got some green and guns for fingers.
Weird light up chest that goes poo 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 poo.
That toy was really cool. My old dog Junker chewed it to pieces though. So sad times in the kingdom. Goldar pops back into the Dark Dimension to gloat. And he, like, takes the chains off Tommy. And Tommy's like, "You're going to pay for this." and
Tommy
he kicks
gets a
him.
couple good shots in.
Well, they're good on Tommy's end, but on Goldar's end, they're nothing.
Well, he got some shots in earlier, and Goldar was like, "Come on."
Because he kicks him.
But these ones stagger him a little bit. Like there's at least enough force to knock him back.
The last one is like a kick to the chest, and it barely moves him. Like it barely moves Goldar, and he's like, "I'm done."
But he gets his sword somehow.
Yeah, he goes to swing at Tommy, and Tommy like disarms him, which I think might have been Tommy's plan because immediately afterwards he's like, "You showed me how to use this, so let's see if it works both ways."
I think he meant on like both sides.
Yeah.
Like,
and so he hits the ground with a sword.
what if it didn't work? Dink. Oh crap, Alpha.
Dink. So no, then. And then Goldar punches him in the head, lights him on fire with the green candle.
It's back. Well, because as soon as he hits, you know it's gonna work. Because Goldar's like, no.
Well, Goldar is also grabbing at it.
He grabs it.
So
they both teleport.
And then Tommy pickpockets his morpher back while Goldar's distracted. Just, which I really like. I really like Tommy using his brains to fight. Like I like that. That he's like, oh, I saw how you got out. Because it's not just him being like, I'm going to die in these chains. Watch the green candle go out. I wish I had someone else here to help me.
The chains are just on his wrist.
No, they're around him.
Right, but it's a flat clip art, so it looks like it's just attaching his wrists.
Yeah. It literally is just clip art. If it was just his wrist, he could have just walked
His
over
legs
there
were free.
I meant like...
His legs are free. If it's around him, it's just around his waist.
Well, yeah, it was kind of his waist.
But they're magic chains, so maybe they're like they have like a paralyzing.
They're super heavy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could just walked over there and like
kick the green candle. Yeah, blown
it out.
But he did.
We're here.
Angel Grove. We're here.
Dark Dimension.
Because he always like breathes all the way in, and then he comes out with a little like boop.
And he blows out the electric one.
Yeah. He does it smooth, though, because he's like... And, like, turns it off as he does it. So it's not just him being like... Wait till John Cena's like, that's not even a real lantern. You're Husky Harris. Anyway, enough about wrestling. Let's get the show on the road. Because we're in the home stretch.
Yeah.
So...
He's got his morpher back.
Got his morpher. He morphs, teleports to where he is most needed.
He just leaves Goldar in the park, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, just Goldar. Who cares?
He's just Goldar.
He's got a Dragon Zord to stop because he shows up, and I don't know. I don't think Tommy knows.
He knows it's an imposter.
Does he?
Because he shows up and he's like, "Oh, guys, I was in the Dark Dimension. Sorry." But then he's like, "Let's get the real Dragon Zord." Or he's like, "Let's fight this imposter."
I wish. Here's how it should have gone, right? Zordon shouldn't have known that it was an imposter. And Tommy should have been like, she's gotten control of Dragon Zord. Let me see if I can control him too.
Right.
You know, I don't know why his flute's a banjo now, but he's, play that, and then he'd be like, because he was like, my power's supposed to be weaker than I thought. Like, they're not working because the candle has gone down a little bit. And then he tries it again, and then instead of just summoning Dragon Zord, like, he still would have summoned Dragon Zord, but they would have been like, oh, that's a fake Dragon Zord. Because I forgot about Cyclops by this point. I literally went, like, because they knock it back, and it's revealed that it's Cyclops, and I had forgotten about him already. So it stands to reason that a lot of people did. Like, I think it would have been cooler.
Yeah.
Just a little bit better storytelling if it would have been like, why is Dragon Zord? She got control of Dragon Zord because she had my coin for 20 minutes or whatever. So
right.
But anyway,
his power's weak enough that she could cast a spell on it, or
right?
Whatever.
Something.
But he would have been like, he was in the Dark Dimension. Anything could happen.
Right. So they fight. They beat him, but they don't kill him.
Dragon Zord tail whips him, which damages him enough that he can't hold a form other than his natural form anymore.
Right. Which is a standard thing for shapeshifters.
Yeah.
If you punch them in the face, they forget what they're doing.
Because he staggers back, turns back into the Cyclops, turns into the Megazord, back into Cyclops, into Mega Dragon Zord, back into Cyclops, and leaves. Because he's like, I can't do it. I gotta leave. I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna die.
I need a nap. He punched my face. My eye is watering.
Which I like that he tries like a couple times and he's like, nope.
Can't hold on to it. Forget it. I'm out. Then he says something about how, like he's a Power Ranger till the end. And then it just shows a shot of the green candle slowly dripping. And I'm like, which might be in like 25 minutes. Then we cut to the command center where Alpha's scanning him for like internal bleeding.
That's a really big candle. That would take a long time to burn all the way down.
It's magic wax, so like,
right.
It's got a lower melting point than regular wax.
I guess.
It's from Androcles 6 or whatever. It's from the mines there. They mined wax from Androcles 6. I'm gonna have to look up what that planet was. Because he said it so fast, and I was like, that's not a real word, so I'm not going to remember it. Alpha's getting him for, like, internal damage from teleporting back from...
from between dimensions.
He didn't scan Jason. He didn't give a crap about Jason.
I don't remember that. Jason he's sturdier.
He is sturdier. He definitely has more mass to him than Tommy does. So this is when we revealed that Zordon, number 1, knew about the candle. Because he explains the wax's magical properties is that, like, whoever touches it, it bonds to them.
But he says it like he just did some research.
They say, like, oh, you found out about it? And he answers, like, yeah, I just found out about it. Just now. Here's a lot of research about it that I knew from before because I was going to use it on you eventually. So apparently you touch the candle, your powers get bonded to it. And then, if it burns down, your powers go away.
Right.
Basically.
Well, you touched the wax.
You touched the wax. And he's like, I never touched any wax. What do you mean? Zordon? That's impossible. I never touched any wax. And they're like, yeah, you did when you were working for her. So, remember earlier in the episode when I was like, we'll talk about this at the end of the episode.
Rita had a failsafe.
She had a failsafe from the jump.
There's 2 dumb things that Rita's done. 1.
Make Tommy.
No, I mean in this episode alone.
Right, okay.
1 is wait this long to light the green candle. And 2nd is tell Tommy that she's doing it.
Yeah. She could have just...
Like if all of a sudden he couldn't morph anymore. Like
right? That would be great. Here's what should have happened. Episode 22, she should have just lit the candle. Just let it burn out. Episode 23, he'd be gone. They would have never lasted because after he showed up, her monsters got better. You know?
But they had Tommy.
But now they had Tommy, so it evened out. She's had this for 12 episodes.
Yeah. At least. Maybe more if she had it, like, if he touched it in the first one.
Right,
like,
yeah. Then that's 17 episodes. Like, she could have...
That would have been weird, right? Right?
If she was like, touch
she has
this
a ball
wax.
of wax. She's like, hey, can you just... Or she threw it at him and he caught it.
Give us some skin. You're like, yeah, okay, Empress, whatever.
That would have been to please my Empress.
That would have been awesome, though. if that would have happened, and then like,
I think the problem is they didn't know about the green candle when they were filming Green with Evil, so they had to shoehorn it in retroactively.
So then this the end of the episode ends with him going, if we don't figure out how to stop this, the Green Ranger's finished. Yeah, it's yeah, then it cuts into this. So that's Green Candle Part 1 in the books. Any final thoughts? You can go to our website at Morphin.
I could have done with more bulk in the skull.
Yeah, that's
my final thought.
That's a good thought. So
it's not a bad episode. It's all right.
No, I enjoyed it. I like a lot of things about it. I like Tommy pickpocketing Goldar and like Tommy like learning from his mistakes. So anyway, that's the episode. Again, the places you can find us on the internet, morphingrid.tumblr.com, Little Idiots at morphingrid at g dot. I don't even know where. G dot. I'm so sorry.
Little Tumblr at morphingrid at g dot.
Oh. JakeMasonWorst.gif.
G.biz.
G.biz. Chris.biz. I can't do it. LittleIdiots.morphingrid@gmail.com is our email. We're on Twitter @MorphinGrid. We're on iTunes. You can leave us a rating and review if you feel
should
like
leave us a rating and review.
You should, because then more people find out about it. Because there's an algorithm. They do some sort of weird witchcraft, and they feature us more. People see it. People listen to it.
Get more reviews. We get featured more. More people see it. More people listen to it.
Everybody goes home happy.
I want our subscribers number to break 40 before I put a donate button up.
Okay.
So tell your friends.
T-shirts are still forthcoming. BT Dubs.
Yep.
So
get hype for that.
Get hype. Stay hype. That's it. That's the episode. Thanks for listening. Come back on Friday when we talk about Green Candle Part 2. I got the title right this time.
Yeah.
High five. I'm going to get a soda. Thank you for listening.
Sorry,
and until
we're
next
so
time.
tired.
Yeah, terribly sorry about this. Until next time.
May the power protect you.
Welcome to Sleepycast.
Welcome to Basecast.
Welcome to Smooth Jazzcast.